All right. So, we just finished up 2 detective games and we're swapping into another one. I've seen this one getting a lot of attention lately, and it's been a bit on my radar since I first heard about it. So, I'm kind of curious to see what it's all about. I don't know anything about this game other than we're supposed to, like, plot a family tree down or something, which sounds interesting. So, I figured we'd check it out. I've also turned on a setting to make it harder by disabling evidence intuition. So let me see here. Butler County Times, Butler, Pennsylvania. That's actually close to where I am. Interesting. The root trees are dead. The plane crashed last night near Pittsburgh. The only passengers were Carl Roottree, his wife Brenda, and their 3 daughters, known as the Roottree sisters. Carl was the president of the Roottree Candy Company, and it's not clear who will succeed him. So far, local police are not sure what caused the crash. Okay. They're calling it one of the most deadly plane crashes in Pennsylvania's history. All passengers and crew perished. Pittsburgh is generally known for pleasant flying conditions, and the weather was not atypical for this time of the year. We do not know much at this time, but our sources tell us that local authorities do not suspect terrorism. The crash did not cause any local property damage, and fortunately, nobody outside the plane was hurt. Funeral plans have not been announced, but you can be sure that the Butler County Times will cover it to the best of our abilities. This is December 98. I would have been 5 years old? Huh. Interesting. I wonder if they based this on a true story or if, like, anything like that. Like, why Pittsburgh? And why this year? I don't know. Let's just hop into it. So, from what I've heard, the Root Trees Are Dead started as like a Flash game or something like that. And now it's just gotten expanded, and Root Tree Mania is like a new sequel that got added to it. I don't know. Let's go try it out. That was a long ass loading screen. December 6th, 1998.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottree Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottree and his daughters, the Roottree sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors. Okay. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Rootttrees are dead.
Very stylistic, I like it.
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottree Company's lawyers are scrambling.
I bet.
Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's what our job is for.
Out complicated family trees. A genealogy genie, as it were. I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
Okay. Completely family tree of the Roottree sisters. Okay, that should be easy. Siblings are in birth order, oldest on the left, youngest on the right. Examine my evidence, search the internet for clues, fill in the names, fill in the occupations. Okay, fill in the photos. Okay, examine your evidence. What you got? Person who hired you gave you this photo with a note. Oh, my chair is fucking uncomfortable. Ugh. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottree Sisters Got Milk ad. I've tracked down a test photo from before they painted fake mustaches on, which I thought would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. The ad's copy reads, "You might recognize their faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognize their name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a Roottree is a full-time job, but so's growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it." Okay. Do we got anything else? What's this? Candy, Carly, Gwendolyn, Gwen, Christina, Lauren, Margaret, November, Raina, Riley, Samantha, Tessa. Jeez, holy fuck, there's so many more. Carl, Clancy, Edward, Clancy Jr., Edward, Elias, Elias Jr., Elias C., Elias M., Jack, James, Miracle, Miracle Jr., Miracle 3rd, Robert, Ronald, Wolf. Christ. This was provided you by the mysterious person who showed up at your door. You'll need to fill in the family tree. Okay. That's all we got for evidence. The milk picture doesn't really help much. Okay, one of them is married. The other two are not. Oh god. Oh, it's so laggy too, like it used to be. Oh, I hate it, but I love it. Cashew PC. Okay. Netscape Explorer. Oh my god. Oh my. The nostalgia's hitting for Netscape. Oh god. Cashew PCs are inedible. Do not try to eat your computer. But it looks so tasty though. Oh, don't. I did not miss dial-up. If somebody calls me, I'm gonna be pissed. Spider search, okay. No new notifications, no documents printing. Okay, so let's try and Carly root tree. Oh, there's 2 T's. What are the first names of the famous root tree girls? List the answer: Raina, Carly, and Riley. Okay. Let's see. Rose was originally born Carly Rose Roottree. Wait. Apparently her parents had planned to name a son Carl Roottree Jr., but after finding out they were having a second daughter, they called her Carly. Okay, so the second one is Carly. Oh, I can filter names, thank God. A now preteen Carly strongly expressed her dislike that her sisters had RH names, and she was the odd one out. That's when she began to go by her middle name. Okay, let's try Raina. Across an unofficial Roottree fan site, seemingly curated by a teenager. Raina is the most famous because she's the oldest and got married to TMS. Okay, so this is Raina. TMS. I don't see a TMS. Okay. Riley is the smart one. Rose is a middle child like me. Oh. Duh, I could just put in... Okay. That solves all that. They were all models. So... Like, we know that part. Currently playing music? Neat, okay. They're rich just because they are models, but their dad is also the president of the candy company, and their mom, Brenda, is a fashion designer. Alright, let's type in TMS. Tommy Mark Sheridan. Okay. Tommy. Why can't I... on faces in your evidence tab. Okay. How do I know which one's which? That's what I'm curious about. Okay, so if I type in root, okay, so let's try clothing. The beard is part of the name. Interesting. Clothing company, they make clothes, blah blah blah. You find countless retail sites. ROOTTREES sisters looking hella fly on catalogs, magazines, and posters. You also come across a website. Brenda ROOTTREE, the ROOTTREES sisters' mother and Ruth's head designer. Oh, it doesn't help me any. Then they used a modified version of the photo. That doesn't help me figure. How do I know which one's which? Hmm. Interesting. We could just click around our place to go to things. I don't know. The one had pierced ears, so I don't know. The fucking duck help? Yeah, I already knew that. What? It did? Rand's most famous because she's the oldest and got married. I eat root tree candy all the time. My favorite are maple crisps and try to dress in plaid root clothes like Riley does. Someday I want to... I didn't read this part. Okay, so Carly has the pierced ears. And Riley wears the plaid. Okay. You're Carly. That would make you Riley. And that would make you Raina. Okay. So I'm just dumb and didn't read. I know the spouse's name.
Sorry to test you, but I had to be sure you could use the internet. Some folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired. The reward.
Okay, so I just gotta be more careful with what I try to skip over.
Life-changing, even. But here's the catch. The root family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine. The man who started it was
Oh,
particular
God.
about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives.
Okay.
Anyone related only by marriage is optional, but filling them in can lead to useful discoveries.
Useful discoveries like what?
Lastly, you now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable root trees. Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree. I'm off for now.
Okay.
Carl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
Okay. Should be. Oh my fuck.
Sorry, one last thing.
Did you
This
see
might
that
sound
board?
odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the Rootttrees reaches out, I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here.
I don't even know who you are. Oh my fuck. This is a lot. Okay. For the person who hired you returns, every time you get 3 additional blood relatives in the family tree completely correct, name, occupation, and portrait, they will be locked in. All non-blood relatives in small portraits are optional, but placing them in the tree helps remove extra names and photos. After the whole family tree has been filled in, that's 2 names that must be typed in manually. Okay. Can I put in this guy's name? It was like Tyler. No, I can't put it in yet. Okay. Fuck, what do we have? Fruit tree 5 pieces. So strawberry, power plum, awesome apple, bad blue raspberry, cool chocolate. These are terrible names. 5 flavors because the original inventor had 5 kids. Maybe that's why kids still love them. Radical name flavors no longer in the 1920s. What even is an elderberry anyway? Question. 5 pieces were named as such because the original creator had 5 children. Current 5 flavors are not the same as back then. That doesn't really help except maybe the 5 children thing. Each page, other than this one, you can jot down important information. Oh, that's nice that they have this. Okay. Sometimes referred to as distant cousins, people that share the same great-grandparents but not the same grandparents. Okay. I'll have to remember that's there. Knittable root trees. The Roottree sisters, Carl Roottree, Elias and Gwyneth Roottree, Gwen Roottree, Red Roottree, Jim Roottree, Lauren Roottree, and Miracle Jr. So I guess they want me to go after those ones first. This is a funny picture. Died in a plane crash on December 6, 1998. The next evening, a shadowy figure appeared at the door and said the lawyers were looking to sort out the family tree. Give you access to some resources, there's a list of noble Rootttrees, so this would be the easiest family members to place. Okay. Let me type in that TMS thing again. Tommy Mark Sheridan. I don't know. Only 19, he was 23. Damn. Okay, can I at least copy his name? I'm gonna write it down. Raina married to. Okay. Huh. This family trees use surnames from birth even if the person changed their name after marriage. Good to know. It's gonna be a nightmare. Alright, well I guess let's look up Carl Roottree. Keep forgetting the extra T. Carl Roottree, Brenda Roottree, and their daughters, the Roottree sisters. Alright, so that tells me that this is Carl. And this is Brenda. I'm gonna put that there for right now. And technically he's the CEO, right? More than the loss of Carl, Brenda, and the Roottree sisters and the other employees that perished. Shock and requesting privacy. Yeah, head of our company, so CEO. Alright, let me look up periodicals. And Carl Roottree? I don't know. Brenda Roottree. Brenda White original. Okay, so her name is Brenda. I almost said right. The white and gold dress felt this. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate that you're bringing this shitty fucking damn thing back up. That dress is black and blue. It was never white and gold. I don't care what the fuck anyone says. Okay. See if there's anything here. President of the Roottree Candy Company. Let's try searching that. And it's apply. Their official website is unstable due to traffic. For reasons that aren't explained on the page, it has no CEO and no stockholders. Instead, it's run by a president. Okay, so CEO is wrong. Every president has been a direct descendant of Elias and Gwyneth. Okay, so the original CEO, the original two are Elias and Gwyneth. Okay. Okay, so let's fix this. Guess it would be the fifth one. And then up here. Ooh. That's fucky. Elias Roottree. President. First. Okay. Gwyneth Roottree. Did I spell the name wrong? I did. An E, not a Y. Let's let him print it out. First Anderson Maple Farm. Showing a famous picture of Elias and Gwyneth. Before marrying Elias, Gwyneth Roottree was Gwyneth Anderson. Okay, and we got a picture. Oh, damn. Hello. Elias and Gwyneth Roottree was taken in 1909 after they founded the Roottree Candy Company. Where's the success? From what you found searching the internet, is accompanied by this picture. Okay. Gwyneth, Elias. What was her occupation then? Farm produced only syrup. It was supposedly his idea to create candy. Expanded well beyond their original farm. It has been preserved as a tourist attraction. Okay, so she was a housewife. Is that an occupation on here? It is. Okay. So these two are done. Pretty sure, at least. Popular maple candy. Cementing his reputation as a family man, he's quoted on the site saying blood is thicker than syrup. Any child linked by blood to me shall be linked by blood to my legacy. Okay. Copy that. Does it say what he was? Okay, let's go to the public library. Oh, I had them reversed. Oops. Published 1920, hardcover. No downloadable version available because the book is impossible to find these days. That's helpful. Cool. Roottree Candy Company roasted. Gwyneth, his family. No CEO, no stockholders, instead it's run by a president. Every president has been a direct descendant of Elias and Gwyneth. Okay, so they are president. Okay. So they're done. How do I find a picture of Carl? Let's try Gwyn. This is really difficult because it's like, what do I type in that will actually get me results? Find some information on a website about old films that are not yet available on VHS. The site is not very well organized. Gwyn Roottree is a somewhat well-known actress who was active in the 1950s. Often appeared in tabloids, especially around the time of her highly publicized divorce. Okay, so I'm going to write down Gwyn Roottree actress. Divorced. Granddaughter of Elias. Okay. Damn. Widely circulated photo of Gwyn Roottree. You've seen it on multiple websites about old films. Notable Roottrees list will be marked on the chart with a star. Alright, so here's Elias. Not. It's not one of these ones, it's gotta be one of these. split up. It's probably that one, right? Yes. Everyone else has been, they have the married thing. Gwen Roottree, you were an actor. Hey, we're doing good. Brenda White. Hell yeah. Alright, who were you married to? Does it say? Wild Bill Williams. Wild Bill Williams. Leading man in some non-notable movies. Oh. It's like it wants to click there. See that? Very adventure movie called Fortune Favors the Brave. Good looks and Oscar romances, specifically with blondes. 4 different times to 4 different actresses. Jesus. Okay, do I have a Bill? No, I don't know how to add names. What's this? Huh? I'm confused what that's for. Okay, so you have a first cousin, 2 first cousins that are also starred. Okay, let's take a look at the list again. Let's try Miracle Jr. Instead he shortened it to Miracle Jr. Televangelist is part of the Miracle Network. He used to have a show that aired on local access across many stations in the northeastern United States. According to a website called Clergy Watch, he was exposed and subsequently charged with conspiracy to defraud the public in 1979, wherein he claimed to heal someone in a wheelchair. A news expose revealed it was his wife Edith's sister in disguise. Miracle Jr. Burke. Name. None of this helps. I can delete this. Let me check the Clergy Watch. Clergy Watch. Does this bring me the same thing? Would it be in periodicals? No. First search was found in 1997. Only one person or concept at a time. Searching for a name to use for the first and last name if possible. Fucking Christ. Okay. Find a website for the Miracle Network, a production company run by the Miracle Roottree Estate. The Miracle Roottree arrived so late in his mother's life, doctors swore he wouldn't survive his first year. His mother and father, Elias and Gwyneth, named him Miracle because they thought him impossible. Okay, so Miracle is the youngest of Elias and Gwyneth. So you would be way over here. So you're Miracle. And you're Miracle Jr. And you were... I guess Preacher would work. What we got in here? Number 96, 3 Generations of Miracles tour featuring Miracle Jr. and a special appearance from Miracle Roottree in his 68th year on God's Earth. Okay. That's from 1996. Miracle Jr. is said to be world famous and gets stopped billing. Miracle Jr. is on the Noble Rootrees list. Miracle III and his wife, Nicole, were said to be youth pastors. So you would be Miracle III, and you are a pastor. Youth pastor, probably a preacher. I have a Nicole. Fucking... Now, which one are you? I'm assuming you're this one? And you're this one? Okay, let me look. Oh, wait. Miracle Roottree Jr. arrived and became the famous family's second vessel for the... and burned himself in the Roottree name. Okay, Nicole Madsen. Is that not the name? Fuck's sake. Okay, who do I look up next? I need a picture of Carl. One of them seems relevant to your search. Watchman of the Year. Okay. Watchman of the Year. Business Watch magazine is a magazine focused on company CEOs and the economy. Went through a few searches that 2 Rootrees have been featured as Watchmen of the Year, Elias and Carl Roottree. Wait. Business Watch. Okay. So periodicals, Business Watch, Carl Roottree. No. Is Carl Roottree. so that should give me his image. Hey, look at you. Photo of him appears on the cover. According to the cover of, not for his work, but rather a clothing company route. Alright, so we already know all this then. We just gotta go here, here. Ooh, am I wrong on something? Is that more accurate? Let me try changing the pictures. I'm messing something up. Let me see if the duck helps. Search for Jim Roottree. Okay. That's what you think I should do. James Roottree is a singer who sings in the duo Jim and Diamond with his wife Diamond LaRoe. The duo, according to many sources you find, is considered a one-hit wonder due to the disco song Rolling On Down to the City, now in your evidence folder. Jim and Diamond have continued to release music through the 80s and early 90s. Okay. The image is from an auction for a sealed copy. It has a sticker that says, "Only the great-grandson of Elias Roottree could make disco this sweet." Okay, so he's the great-grandson of Elias. I'm not singing this. Okay, so these are the children, these are the grandchildren, these are the great-grandchildren. So because of where the star lines up, it has to be this one. So you're Jim, James, musician, Simon LaRoe. How am I messing something up here? I've got them all. I have to be messing up something with Miracle and Miracle Jr. here. I don't know what. Wait, I'm out of stars though, am I not? No, I still got that one. Lauren. Oop. Distant relative of the Roottree sisters. Be a distant relative? I mean, I guess. Lauren Roottree said she was an author. Lauren released a few romance novels under her married name, Lauren Rafferty. Okay, so do we have a Rafferty? Too many. Alright, She's retired. It's the same shit. What can I find in here? Actually, can I look up one of her books? A Life Between Wars. Okay, hardcover student edition. This is a book occasionally taught in schools. You'll find hardcover edition. What was the other book? Publisher re-released her romance novels under the name Lauren Roottree. Romance in Court. Okay. Romance in Court. Mentioned she had the inspiration from her brother Clancy's lectures. Okay, so Lauren Tree brother Clancy. Let's try Court Jester. The other two books are called Return to Court and New Romance in Court. New Romance in Court. Okay, so nothing else there. What we got in here? Life Between Wars, excerpts from Diaries of a Root Tree. The most important event that much of the diary and Lauren's thoughts revolve around loss of her husband, Jacob. Okay, so Jacob Rafferty. Let me write that down. Jacob Rafferty. 12 months of World War II while Lauren was pregnant, left her to raise her son Clark alone. Okay, so Clark. Alright, let's see. Remarried and only had one child. Granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. Her mother's family was called the Costles. She hardly ever mentions them. Her father was always refers to as Pop. He helped with the legal document called Plans to Trust. Alright. First generation children. Lauren's father was in this generation. Okay. So I'm gonna assume that this is her husband and this is her until otherwise stated. Oh, there's complaints. Lauren's family members, Gwen. Gwen, as an only child, complained of loneliness. Do I have Gwen already completed? Yeah. I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot. So, Margot. Sister I never had, and I'd do the same for her. I even tried to dye my hair blonde to fit in with two of them. What a mess. She just complained to her. I was the lucky cousin. Rizzle just stares at me. First Rootree woman to be anything other than a housewife. Okay, so you... Well, technically you're an author. I don't have to worry about you. Entire dynasty. Day her great-grandfather announced he would step down. Architects, preachers, and lawyers. Okay. So Clancy is... No. Zach ended up getting... second president. Zach, second president. Okay. Got that written down. Okay. Angie, older than Zach. Sam from Lauren. Alright. Had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in family gatherings. I'm gonna assume that's this one. Because of this top secret thing here. And sisters and granddad had a brother or two. Rest of us including Miracle's boys. Patsy. Okay, Miracle married Patsy. All three are on the book. Eli. Miracle's the youngest, not my brother. Okay, so you're Eli. I don't know which one. Interesting. I'm going for an hour and I feel like I've accomplished like nothing. But now I got married at 16. Wait. Rest of his generation. Carl, that's because Pop Force Clancy sent him to the academy. Okay. Clancy's son is Carl. Write that down. Generation was never so bad. Things have gone over it because Edward is set to take over his department. Swashbuckle my heart. Wonder if I could find anything on that. Let me try it. Swashbuckle my heart. Is that not it? Oh, it might not be under root tree. Out of print, no copies available, released as X marks the spot. And then it's probably re-released under her actual name. Buried Treasure by Lauren Retrieve. Revisiting the diary 10 years later. Oh boy. That just gave me a whole bunch of shit. I'm not gonna read all of that yet. Okay, this is the 5 pieces. So these are the 5 original children. Okay, her dad is on the left. I'm gonna put that in real quick and put in the other things I have. Where is she? It was this one, yeah? Yeah, okay. Okay, what do I have done exactly? Who's been lost? Carl, James, and Lauren. So I fucked up somewhere on Miracle and Miracle Jr. That's annoying.
You're on a roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes.
Ooh, that sounds awful.
But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s Root Tree reunion. I also found some important-looking papers.
Oh my god, I'm getting, like, overwhelmed with information right now. Stop.
I've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
Fuck. Oh my god, that means it's gonna be, like, a pain in the ass to figure out what I did wrong. Like, what's wrong here? Because something's wrong here. Okay. What does this now say? Returned with new resources, a photo of Carl's generation taken in the mid to late 1970s. Some papers and mail from his office. Okay. Let's start with some of the easier things. Get faces going. This is the next generation. Caption. In an attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5 pieces photo with our generation. For old time's sake, we gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left, since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one. I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the 4 of us stand together, and so we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. Okay. So this one in the blue is Lauren. I'm realizing that you can't see my mouse. The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen. Grandma insisted we include Sam even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why, including Sam. I also didn't think it fair. Miracle made it in since he's technically a 5-piece. I guess my inner child still holds a grudge even after all these years. Okay, so we got a new picture for her. In the blue. I got a picture for Miracle. This one, yeah? Screenwriter. Bro, I don't know. He's fucking... Some is a preacher. I don't fucking know. Wait. No, that can't be him. Can it? Because these four are clumped together. And that's her brothers. So it can't be him. This is gonna make my life difficult. From your employer, every 20 or so years, the ROOTTREES would hold a big reunion and recreate the old family photo. It's the one from the 70s, and Carl's the teenager in the middle. I guess Carl's the one in the, like, grayish suit? Sorry about the water damage on a pipe burst in Carl's office. I didn't even notice that. Back of the photo in childish print writing, it says November. There are also a large number of cursive signatures. They include Bonnie, next President Guy Hudson, Ernie Jr., Carolyn Gwyneth, M, Gwendolyn, Miracle Jr., Jim Roottree, Clark, Carl, and Eli M. Okay. Wait, so this is Miracle Jr. then. So he always has that fucking weird-ass tie. Photo's tucked in an envelope with a letter beneath the candle in the corner of his office. The letter says, "To Carl and Brenda. Sorry that you are unable to attend the funeral. Ernie, more than anyone else on Earth, knew how busy your job can be. Shiva candle. Carried on for him after taking over. Is Ernie like the person who's before Carl? Debbie. That doesn't help me much right now. This is an interesting picture, goddamn. From your employer, here's a bonus. When I pulled the water damage picture of the free spirits out of the frame, this fell out too. Written on the back of the photo is, "Couldn't make the reunion, wishing you well from Paris. Gwen and the boys." I don't know. I'm at the point where I'm just like, I have no idea where to even begin. Had a handwritten note attached to the scene personal. What am I doing? Now we're in the flyer about a candidate for local office, Stephanie Jones. Grown up in an unconventional family, to say the least, but in her words, is still full of love. And now, 22 years later, love is our future. No, we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the candy company. Talk your girls about putting out statements supporting Stephanie. Could use the publicity your daughters bring. Okay, so Stephanie married into the family to this guy. So he's somewhere along this line. I'm kind of assuming right here. Because that has a picture. That could also be right here. Or right here. I don't know. I want to say it's here that guy goes because he's black and literally everyone else in this family is fucking white. What does this mean? Guardian adoption or otherwise? Christ. What do I do now? Explosive incident that happened in the decade between the release and re-release of Florence Diary. Elias Roottree had died, and during the reading of his will, there was an audible gasp when a certain name was read aloud. Samantha Roottree. Oh, same as a girl. Both Sam and her children were not meant to receive monetary inheritance. He had a stipulation that she retained the rights to run the farm and any and all decisions related to it. None of the 5 pieces were surprised, but it was quite a shock to everyone else, including Sam. Died. Apparently, Sam was the illegitimate daughter of Elias Jr. and Patricia Christensen. Ooh, okay. Write that down. Father refused to let her see Eli Jr. Sent to the ROOTTREES. Elias hid her away with the local farmhand known as EC. Patricia was married off to a much older man and sent away. None of the next gens had ever met or heard of Patricia until she unexpectedly reappeared, now going by Patsy. Oh, wait. How's that work with Miracle marrying Patsy earlier, though? Where did I find that? Elias Jr.? No, wait. This one has to be Elias Jr., right? Trisha... And god damn it. Didn't it say? Yeah, Christensen. And you were... I believe you were the second president? And then this should be Sam. Became a farmer? It's the only thing that makes sense to me right now. Let's... that puts Sam... Yeah, that would put Sam in line with everyone else that we've met so far. And Sam was included in that one picture. Where? Wait. I misread some of that. This is Miracle. Which means that's Miracle Jr. Okay, what else do we get in here? Oh god. My head is like spinning with like everything that this game is throwing at me. Didn't even know Sam was a root tree. All my doubts were ill-founded. Fine woman had she the chance to grow up with us. Sam might have been the sister figure Gwen never was. Ernie and the kids are lucky to have her. Her children seem eager to help, failing their own ways. Ernie Jr. has been learning today from Zach. Not figuring out. Still stands a spitting image of Patsy. Jet black hair and green eyes. That's you. Doesn't have the thick glasses. Patsy did, of course, but I guess that skips a generation. It's hard to explain the look on Pop's face when they read that the farm's operations had passed to Samantha Roottree. First line she was willing, I got flashbacks to when Zach was made president. Mother refrained it a bit to calm him down. Never met EC in person, but Pop once referred to him as a confirmed bachelor. Sure Sam will ever forgive Uncle Junior or Patsy for abandoning her to that life. Palpable hatred for the five pieces and Elias and Gwyneth. Okay. Christ. Right, this addendum clerk's gotten married again. No Roottree has ever remarried. Sure, I lost Jacob and Gwen divorced Wild Bill just before she had her second. Not even I can blame her for that. The way the world is moving, I guess it was inevitable someone in his family would remarry. Just wish it wasn't my son. Due to the lack of a real father, did what I could, and Lord knows Eli C. stepped up and helped. More than I can say for Clancy or Edward. Eli C. practically raised Clark and Jim as brothers. Whenever he could, Eli's marriage seems fine, and Jim's marriage seems solid as a rock. Marrying Jane to keep her from running out on the band. Ugh. Beat the third wheel. Okay, so he's a musician. Also, do we have a Jane? I don't feel confident throwing that in. Biggest complaint I got after publishing my diary is how many similar names there are, and I get it. There were 4 Eli's for Pete's sake. Someone would say I saw Eli in town and I wouldn't know which one they meant. My brother, my uncle, my cousin. That's why they became Uncle Junior, or Miracles Eli, or Eli C. Okay, so I pop over to here. You are an Eli. Eli M. And then Eli C is one of these 3. I have no idea which. Grandpa Elias was a believer in using the names of each generation to honor those in the last. Father and Grandma Gwyneth. Father were named Edward and Clancy. Wait. His father and Grandma Gwyneth's father were named Edward and Clancy. I don't know what her dad's name is. Anytime someone a junior, they're always the firstborn son. That goes for Miracle, Eli, or even Clancy. Okay, so your dad's Clancy. Ah, Clancy Edward. Got it. Got it. So you're Clancy Jr. Probably. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I think Gwendolyn got her name from some combination of Gwyneth and Caroline. It was Elias's mother. Women's names tend to get all mixed up as the generations went on. No female equivalent of junior. Yeah, why is that actually? I never understood that. When the government had problems, I remember once receiving certified mail for an Edward Clancy ROOTTREE. Got my father's name backwards. Alright. School assignment about anger. Pop is my dad. Fucking, I am so goddamn lost. I've got to figure out 9 more people. I don't even know where to begin. Elias started his family business. Surely he must receive some attention in the media. Search for Elias Roottree in business. What is that gonna do? I mean, we know that there was a thing. Damn, fancy picture, man. Nice mustache. Watchman of the Year by Business Watch in 1936, and a painting of him appears on the cover. Recognized global rollout of 5 pieces. Born's Retreat Candy Company after marrying his wife. (1909). He has a daughter. Okay, so the oldest is a daughter. Each of the 5 flavors is chosen based on the initials. Elias Roottree Jr.'s architecture firm. Okay, so Roottree Jr. I put him as an architect? Or did I put him as the second president? Or was Lauren's dad the second president? Wait, we know almost all their names. Look up 5 pieces. Scanned from a book called Sweet History of Candy Volume 2 by Charles Lee. Okay. Charles Lee. Let me go add this picture first. Sweet History Candy by Charles Lee. It's from 1928, 6 years after the debut of 5 pieces. Grape, elderberry, cinnamon extract, melon, and the newest flavor, miracle berry. Okay, so it's GEC. So you're G, you're E, you're C, M, and M. Okay, so it's a G name. G. Would it be Gwendolyn? It's gotta be. It should be a housewife. Go with that one. Holy fuck, I did it. I'm not gonna lie, I should not have gotten that. Wait. How am I fucking up regular miracle then? Is he not a... I left him as a public speaker. I'm so stupid. Alright, well, we already know this. And that are him. At least I'm pretty sure. We can just throw him there for now. Wait, so this is wrong. And that one? I think it was like old picture. Famous in our house. That's him on the left. Angie and I both wanted to be in the post since Miracle was in it. And 3 of us were told only the 5 pieces. I didn't even see that. Okay, so wait, that's Gwendolyn. Right? No. This has to be Gwendolyn. Who's this? Okay, so that's Gwendolyn. We know that one's accurate. So is this one Margaret? We also know would be a housewife? Because nobody became anything until Gwen? I'm getting this. And what is this?
It's time for your headlines. Once an hour, every hour, on the 45. It's a bizarre development to an already tragic tale. In the wake of the accident that took his life, some of Carl ROOTTREES' belongings have apparently gone missing. Most notably, a framed photo of the ROOTTREE family from the mid-1970s that Carl a local psychologist about who would do such a thing and why. For that article, search online for WRTT News. Again, that's WRTT.
That's suspicious. I'm pretty sure we... Okay, hold on. We know this is wrong. This is Miracle Jr. Which would mean you're Miracle. Pretty sure you're the second president then? Yeah, because you got locked in as architect. That means that you're the second president. How long before they were set to return, you heard Sun Odd on WRTD radio, though you were given may have been stolen from Carl's office. Alright, let's look up that. WRTD. Okay. Most recent hour, they also talked about a picture taken from Carl's office after the plane crash and promised an interview online with a psychologist. During the interview, it's revealed there wasn't a break-in. Instead, someone with the key to the office took the picture after discovering the pipes burst due to the recent storm. This means it was likely someone close to the family who was aware of the photo's history and wanted to save it. The psychologist, however, also goes on to pose that the culprit had an alternate agenda, specifically because nobody in the family has come forward to say they have it in their possession. Just another instance of the ROOTTREE curse being a real true thing. ROOTTREE curse? What is that? Long Graham League Conspiracy website with a very small, very red text on a black background. That is awful to read. ROOTTREE's a curse. With Carl and Brenda and their girls, that makes 5 new deaths. Not only that, but 3 of the 5 presidents of the ROOTTREE company have died mysteriously. Guy's car was hit by a drunk driver in 1982. Okay. Add a page. List of presidents. Didn't want to do that. Carl. I lost my place on the thing. Guy. Not you. Hit by a drunk driver in 1982. Nobody was arrested. Ernie Madsen Jr. He poisoned. Now just Carl died in a plane crash. Another entry that claims if you connect the dots in the pattern of the 5 pieces wrapper, it creates a Mayan ruby skull. Alright. Just before that is a link to the site that talks about how Earth has 4 corners simultaneous 4-day time cubes. Entry from a few months ago claims that the owner of the site received an email from Chris Raff75 at prodigy.us asked him to take down his site with fake proof that Ernie Madsen Jr. actually had a heart condition and wasn't poisoned. Proof is fake because he's an expert at creating fake evidence. Obviously, I wonder why. Blurry picture of the Root Tree Candy Company factory seemingly taken by the website's author. From behind a fence and through some trees, it seems that Operation RT-29 is real. I witnessed the helicopter land on February 29, 1996. Alright, let me come to this and then look up Thomas Overwood. More and more chemicals. The loophole in the calendar is possible to get away with nearly any crime on a leap day. So long as it isn't discovered until after the day is over. If that's true, that's really fucking funny. Alright, every 4 years on a leap year, the Root Tree Company has a meeting with foreign agents. Sell pills that counteract this effect. Seems to be an emulsifier in chocolates approved by the FDA. Okay, so let's go back. That was basically nothing. Chris Raff. That would be under Lauren. Okay, so one of these 3 has to be a Chris Rafferty. It's at 75. So would that be this one? Probably. You also find one about the truth about Spirit Cola. Satan's Plague is returning into 2000s. Jesus. Alright, nothing really funny about you. Chris Rafferty. Did I spell the name right? I did. Clark. These times. Alright, called These Times. Someone with the username Die Dazzler scanned the cover. Cost him over $200 at an auction. Apparently this was Jim Roottree and Diamond LaRose's first song together. He also mentions that it was performed with Jim's cousin and Diamond's sister, and that was only somewhat similar to Jim and Diamond's later work. Can't find anything else about the person or the single, so all let's do is add the scan to your evidence after a blazing fast 35-minute download. Yeah, I'll style it for you. Wait, I could play it? Spills are recording in the title track thanks to collector Jim and Roottree memorabilia. Music and lyrics by Clark Rafferty and Jim Roottree. I mean, this isn't bad. This guy looks older, so I'm gonna assume it's him. Yeah, also James has a thingy here. Okay, so I've got one done. No, I've got two done. I need to find somebody else that I can do. Hey, who did it say it was? Little Rose? Diamond's sister. That doesn't help. Give me Diamond Livereau. Cherry Train Sound of Laughter. Wait, we're missing one notable person. What the fuck? Where are they at? Don't see a thing. There's no more stars, which is causing me some concern. Who is red? Aloysius Herring Roottree, aka Red. Appointed judge and politician. Ambassador to Ireland for only about 6 days. Shortest term in history. A few days after he was appointed, he was heard disparaging his position and the Irish people. Okay, so he's not anyone to even worry about. Yeah, okay. What do I look up now? Rubber Ducky, help me out. Handling mentions a relative appearing in a publication. Life between worst complaints. Oh. I see what you did there. That's why it's not a star, it's a red herring. That's funny. I get it. Life between wars. Complaints. So an only child complained. I already know about Gwen. I've got Gwen done. Unless it's in the sequel? Wait. Yeah, I've already got all that done. From my coffee table, she gets to be in Starlit. Okay, so I guess fucking Starlit Gwen. Two ends. Gwen Roottree was often in Starlit. Most mentions were around the time of her divorce in 1958 from Wild Bill Williams. When she announced her divorce, she also announced she was pregnant again. Others mentioned that the rumors Wild Bill had multiple affairs. Also, an interview from earlier in mid-1957 where she was asked about her last name. Grandfather constantly preached the importance of family names and honoring them. My father decided to bless me with a famous name. There's nothing wrong with Cornwall, but Roottree has power. By Wild Bill, it's an infamous name he repurposed for himself because he didn't have the benefit of being born. Famous one. Wild combined with the alliteration Williams is incredibly memorable. Child on the way, and we're sticking with Roottree for the last name. Not Williams, but we also plan to lean into alliteration. Okay, so you're... Your first child has an R name. Robert and Ronald. Okay, let's try Robert. Okay, neither of those produced anything. Rubber Ducky, you were not very helpful there. Sticker on the front of Rolling On Down to the City? MMM. Only the great-grandson of Eliza Root. Okay, so let me type in MMM. Abbreviation for Modern Music Monthly, a magazine from the 40s and to the early 80s. Okay, and what was the name? Peter... Janovic? Okay, okay. Me, Roottree. Five pieces. Fucking Clark Roottree. Via an interview from 1979 titled A Reluctant Hitmaker, Jim goes to his first band, C and J and D, my cousin and his ex. Clark never knew his father, so her grandpa insisted he spend time with my dad and me. As a result, Clark and I grew up like brothers. Diamond and Jane, on the other hand, are actually sisters. No, you have to be this one. Or you're this one. Fuck. Diamond walked in on Clark in bed with her youngest sister. Everything exploded. Holy shit, what an ass. Raffertunes? Okay. Spider search. Raffertunes. Clark Rafferty, the LaRoe advertising firm. Inspiration for the famous Super Bowl ad campaign. In a department store, getting a family portrait with his wife and children, and when his wife was trying to get his youngest, Katerina, to calm down for the picture, he had the idea for the ROOTTREES Super Bowl ad. Alright, so your youngest. Technically be here? Or Katrina. LaRoe? I'm gonna assume that this is in Jessica. Oh my god, you were one ugly motherfucker. Wife and children, and while his wife was trying to get Katrina, his youngest, to calm down. Right? What did she say in the addendum? Because he divorced and got remarried. Not that one. Clark. Marrying Jane. Clark's gotten married again. Okay, so is that in her first one where she mentions his wife? Clark. That's not a bad precedent. Let me edit this. Okay, I don't know. These two are young, so... Let's do this. How am I messing that up? Unless this is Katrina here. That would make no sense. Because this is on its own separate thing. Like, all of this here should be correct. And that's 3. So why am I wrong? Rubber Ducky, help me out. What am I missing? Tangent and James root trees? I don't know. Maybe I search this? Diamond's Dazzlers is the name of the official fan club of Jim and Diamond. You find a forum post called Cool Things You Got in the Mail on a random forum about video games. Jim and Diamond still send out a Christmas card every year to Diamond's Dazzlers, accompanied by some pictures. But the fan club, apparently even though it is no longer available to join, Jim and Diamond still honor it themselves personally. Debate about whether that's cool or thing. I think that's cool. Like, if they were fans and they still stayed as fans, the fact that you're, like, still devoted to sending them out a Christmas card every year, that's cool. I like that. Only one is relevant. The card from 1996 included pictures of Jim and Diane's young son, Wolf. His daughter's band, the Floozies. Okay, so we gotta... That's Wolf. Okay. And then we can type in Floozies. All-female punk band. Apparently they were the opening act. Were extremely cagey about their identities. The reviewer asked the venue who they were. They're famous musicians and didn't want that to be why they became popular. Is that maybe Beef Baby, the 7th track? I have to. Can't actually find anything else about it anywhere. That's hard to not to speculate on the subject matter, isn't it? Could be a euphemism or about a newborn cow. Okay. Conquistador. Okay, that just gives me the same exact thing. Damn. Candy Nikki Mina. Okay, what did it say about his daughter? Okay, well, whatever. We know. You are Wolf. And you are a student. Okay, where am I fucking up now? What? Okay, hold on. I'll get to the phone call in a second. I want to check something. He's not a musician anymore, is he? He's advertising.
So, you may have heard the news. Some of Carl's things have gone missing. That includes the pictures and mail I brought you earlier. I promise I didn't steal it.
Uh-huh.
But I did borrow it. I'll return it once we're done. Let me deal with my family in the meantime. Oh, I guess that means I've officially confessed.
Okay, so you're a root tree.
I'm a root tree. I assure you I have a reasonable explanation for the secrecy. I'm about to do something big the family doesn't approve of. If you could just wait a little bit longer, I'll tell you more. In person. I'll return after 15 more blood relatives.
Christ. Instead of returning, the person who hired you called you on the phone. They claimed they were a root tree. They also told you they'd give you more of an explanation the next time they returned. Okay. Well, we know this is a musician. We know this is her picture. Oh, Candy. That made that easy. This is wrong, apparently. I don't know. How are you still wrong? Where's your kid? Wait. You're a lawyer. You weren't the president. Okay, so I've got 2 down. I need 1 more person. Why is Clark still wrong? That's not him in the picture? What? Wait, have I locked in all the 5 pieces? I have. Okay. That has to be his picture, though. Jane LaRoe. Wedding singer way down in the credentials section. Daughter stars a young girl when she was Jane LaRoe at the Lucky LaRose. That didn't help. Where's James Rafferty? James Roottree. Damn it. James Roottree father. mother. Fuck. I don't know. We've got this picture. So you have to be... what's the name? Names? Notes? Let's try looking up the next generation. Of course, Star Trek. Okay, that didn't help any. I've got nothing, Duck. Something in the description of the ad that is. It's the modern one. The original creator had 5 children. That doesn't help. Oh, for fuck's sake. Keen Blast. I'm not thinking about fucking magazines. Something covered by our magazine, and Raina Roottree first appeared on the cover on her 16th birthday. God. Raina Roottree. She was 16 in an interview. You had the cover. Yeah, new picture of her at least. Brother Trouble New Gossip. Also, how to know if he's interested and when a trip to the set of a new movie. TMS and Brother Trouble. In an interview, Raina talks about her inspirations. Outside of our grasp, my grandpa was a college professor. Okay, hold on. Professor. Taught lectures about history. He always told me that history is full of people from famous families who wasted their fame and fortune by taking it for granted. Instead, he told me I should go out and use my name to accomplish something. I may have practiced that lecture a lot because I have other people in my family that have made the Roottree name famous for things besides candy. His older sister even wrote a book that some of my friends tell me they had to read in school. I took his advice and now I work with my mom designing clothing. I decided... Passed away earlier this year. Grandma Laura tells me he was really proud of what we managed to accomplish. So you were married to a Laura? Do I have 3 people? If I did, I could just start flooding in the picture. Don't have anyone. What did she say her brothers were named? Let me look up Zach. That's the name that kept popping up. I'm probably misspelling this horribly. No, not that one. This one. No? This one? No? The only Zach. Angie's older than Zach. And I'm next oldest of us all. So I'm gonna assume this is Angie. And this is Zach. And then if I look at the picture, I wanted Eli to stand all the way to the left since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one. So Eli's probably this one in the tan suit next to her, behind her. So we know that's Angie. Which I'm assuming she was also a housewife. I'm gonna assume okay, wait. Where's the one that I can start sliding in a picture for? I had somebody figured out. Probably not this one. I just guessed. Who'd I get? Okay. Hell yes. Okay, so we've got most of them done. So we know that these two... Wait. What's the other one's name? Elias M. One of these has to be Elias C. And the other has to be... That one Clancy is. How did I miss this part? He's the firstborn son of the firstborn five-piece. Uh... Let me look up Anderson Farm. Now that I think about it. And then how? How is that not a picture of him, though? I don't get that. Oh, unless I got them mixed up. That's probably what it is. Alright, Rubber Ducky, help me. Sitcom? Am I just really not paying attention? Brother Trouble. Right. That was up a lot. Two 16-year-old brothers, same age, one adopted, played by Tommy Mark Sheridan and Dustin Christopher Baker. Penelope to the screen. Small on-screen director Ron Roottree. Hold up. So who are you? RR Productions. Ron and Robbie Roottree. Okay. About Robbie Roottree in a common thread on message board about television cliches, you find a thread called Why Was Brother Trouble Cancelled? Sniffing markers. Okay. Robbie Roottree. What? Oh, I'm stupid. And I keep clicking that. Nothing. Okay, so these two are brothers. Possible this or this. I can't figure out anything more than that. Looking to see actors? How is that going to help? Because I already know Tommy Mark Sheridan. There's Jane Eyre, which... Okay, Jane Eyre, Charlotte Bronte. Just in case. Okay, nothing relevant. Penelope Tessa Green. Tired comedian. There's the result for the Laugh Lounge, a club in Reno that claims Penelope got her stand-up start. First did her famously raunchy breast milk cheese routine in the... What the fuck? Birth of her first child, but still makes yearly appearances. Choke Lancer 1997. Jack watching one of his mother's charity steps. Hey, hold on, can I... Oh, need that. Alright, let's see. Jack watching one of his mother's charity steps. Huh. Fuck, that doesn't help me any. Because I can't get anything on these people. Campaign mailer mentions article in a local publication. Butler County Times. Okay. Butler County Times. Located outside of Pittsburgh. Well, the Root Tree Candy Company now has its headquarters in the city. Paper. What did it give me? Oh, it's been added to my periodical search interface. Video game called The ROOTTREES Are Dead was once set in Butler County, and it turns out the creator never lived in or near Butler County, or even had... Okay. That explains the question I had to start. Glutenies are bread? Okay. Big newspaper. No, anyone who lives in Butler County and has never even been there. Randomly picked somewhere on the map near a major metropolitan area that sounded reasonable and hoped not to somehow accidentally offend the people who actually live there. I don't think he did. Uh... Four out of 5. Evolution and perspective from adolescence to adulthood. Special attention to the author's recollection of the day she heard that her husband Jacob died in the war. County. Okay. Miracle Network. Find one article mentioning legal troubles. Uh... This third miracle? Yeah, we already knew that. Duh. Christ. I literally don't know what I should do. Stephanie Jones? Why didn't I think of that? Stephanie Jones. Right, because she's got ties to the ROOTTREES. I should be finishing up soon, but I don't want to. I'm getting invested. Election results. Apparently won her election. Important you do find the following. Stephanie Landon until her marriage to local business owner Brian Jones. Okay. My mother and her partner. Distant cousin of the ROOTTREES. Her mother Carolyn, the local artist who has appeared on the front page of the Butler County Times in the past, has often come out opposed to the corporation's policies. Okay, hold on. So it would be Carolyn Landon? There's a thing there to cut. I only see one Carolyn. Carolyn Morden. I'm pretty sure we already have. No, we don't. Not much about Carolyn as a person. This is mostly a listing of art. Accompanying the story, there's an image of Carolyn standing beside a large metal sculpture of a mermaid. Atlantis Burden. Okay. Copy that. Mostly black and white pictures of her art. Hate this page. Still portraits of different ages, stretching from 25 to 30. One of the youngest in her generation, in her late teens. I like that. That's important. Brother-in-law. Father's Zach. Okay, so her father was Zach, and she's the youngest? Yes. Okay, we got information. Oh, she's cute. We just need that though. And artist. And then what do we have in here? A mark. Stephanie Landon. Politics. And she's married to, I guess, this guy? Sister Gwendolyn and cousin Bonnie. I don't know which one of those to be Bonnie. Yeah, I've got 2 down. I need 1 more. Dr. Wilson. I have no idea. Cool. What the fucking thing say? Where is it? There it is. Say the least, but in her words, it's still full of love. CM. Unless his name isn't CM. Oh, wait. Shit. That doesn't help. Gwendolyn Morden. Did I type the name right? Why am I copying it? I could just do it this way. Nothing. Shit. Okay, yeah, I got some of those names. None of those names are coming up. Why would I search up Dr. Wilson? Pediatrician who practices north of Pittsburgh. Stephen Williamson's Dr. Wilson's. Someone's apparently found a way to gain the search results. Okay. So... Wait. What was it? Brother-in-law of Dr. Wilson. And then I have his picture. Quote below the picture was created Jason. And has the best in the entire world, and he treats every patient with world-class care. Me and my big brother, or my sister. What was the name on that? Jason. There we go. Alright, let me check this. I'm assuming the sister is younger. I'm gonna put her here. And him here for now. And I'd put them both as students, even though he just graduated. Alright. We've made a lot of progress. We're at 27 out of I don't know how many. I think for now, though, because I hear people being loud in the hallway and waking up, that I'm going to end the recording here, and we will pick this up later. So, hopefully you all have enjoyed, and hopefully I can see you all when I return to this, where hopefully we complete the timeline.